Well, welcome again to the All-Meal Mill. Isn't it fantastic? Another year on. Fit like? Oh, it's an awful poor response. Fit like? Ah, it's much better. Fit was it that the late Ian Middleton said, "Though folkies bid my welcome, on fit ever rode a strike, there's none that has a welcome that can match fit like." And that's very, very true, ladies and gentlemen. And another year on, 29 years, as a lady stopped me at the door a night coming in, she says, "Robert, if it's fine to see you, but she says, you're getting off a fight heated." I says, "That's all right, my dear." And I says, "You ken the all saying, there was snaw on the reef, it doesn't mean that the fire's out deep down." And I met the farmer at the back at Golden Square the night when I came in. The farmer that told me many years ago when I once got a one-a trip to Canada with a Geary blend. He says, "Robert," he says, "mind going a one, enjoy yourself. And wherever you go in this world," he says, "spread all the wild oats you can." He says, "and come home and pray like hell for crop failure." And that's what I've been doing ever since. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to introduce now, to get our feet tapping in great style, this wonderful group of young fiddlers here. It's great to reintroduce them to the All-Meal Mill, the front line of the Fochabers Fiddlers. The main group of the Fochabers Fiddlers, this is their 30th year in existence, a fantastic group from all over Morrisons. We've heard them here many times before, and it's always lovely to welcome them back. Led by this fantastic guy here, James Alexander. Great to see James here. Come on, give him a welcome. As he leads this 13 youngsters here who've got the most brilliant music for us all to enjoy. Come on, give him a big, big hand. The front line, Fochabers Fiddlers.
Hello, yeah, we're live. Good. Well, good to be back. Robert was saying 24 years. I don't know, I'm hard on his heels, but I can't catch up. I think I'm heading for 20. I've been in all the different venues, Capitol Theatre, we all there? All right. Then we moved to the big shed down at Dice. and then back to the Scozy Theatre, so it's good to see you again. We're going to carry on with a superb waltz that I'm sure you all know, written by Pat Shieldham Shaw, but made really famous by the man himself, Mr. Ali Bain. So the tune's called, it is Margaret's Waltz. So yeah. Right, here's a couple of jigs. The first one is a well-known jig by Donald MacLeod called Rory MacLeod. The second one is a jig I wrote last year for a late neighbour of mine, a very, very brave man. And it's called Tim Lester's Jig. Okay, we're going to finish off with a set we call the Glasgow set. It's got 2 jigs, Boys of Ballymore, then the Glasgow City Pipers, then the Barrowburn reel, and finishing with the fiendish reel called the Glasgow reel. I forgot to check, are they smiling? They're nay. Well, you'll have to do something to make them smile. Do something kind of ridiculous, like jump up and wave or something, and make them smile. There's some new members that haven't done this sort of thing before at the very extreme right and left. I shouldn't tell you this because they'll get all worried now. So make them smile. They're looking, they're in trepidation. But I said this is the finest crowd I'll ever play to, because I remember the first time I did the show, Robert said to me, he says, you're going to enjoy it because it's the finest, most friendly crowd that you'll ever play to, and it's been proven over the years. So thanks a lot for your attention and applause so far. We're going to finish the Glasgow set for this half. Thank you.
Come on, ladies and gentlemen, give them a big, big hand there. James Alexander and the Fochabers Fiddlers Frontline. Absolutely wonderful. I can hardly believe, speaking to James earlier, that the Fochabers Fiddlers have been in existence for 30 years. They've got 8 CDs, have travelled all over the world. And as James always says, he has them between the ages of 12 and 17 when they head off to university and to do different things. And he says, over all those years, he says, we've always had plenty of new recruits willing to join our ranks. But it's fantastic, vibrant young music there. Once again, the Fochabers Fiddlers Frontline. And James, you know, he's a great lad, James, you ken. He's, he kens a right side of a shilling, James, you ken. So after we finished rehearsing today, he doesn't like to spend too much in food. So he says, I'll go on here, rake down it too, and he says, and see if I can find some white chap to him a supper. So he raked away down it too, and got down about the harbour area in Aberdeen, you see, and he's looking, you see, and there's this huge sign up outside this new cafe that said, food, drink, and a kind word, £1. You see? And James says, that's just the kind of place I like. So in he goes, you see, and it wasn't just an half a clean place, and it was a quine in the counter, it was half a quiet. So James comes up and he says, a good deal, my quine. He says, I'll have a cup of tea and a pie. So what was our act, you see? So the quine poured his tea and get him his pie, you see, and James was talking out of the door, and he turned to the quine, he says, and for about a kind word, and she'll look at about to see if her boss was there, she says, dinna ate that pie.